Got to be just where you are. Even on the other side of nowhere, baby, that ain't too far. Got to be just where you are. Even on the other side of nowhere, baby, that ain't too far. I wanna feel the fire in the pouring rain, and the meaning of forever will never be the same. I guess we can give the sunset a different name, cause you make the ocean spray feel like a hurricane. Got to be just where you are. Even on the other side of nowhere, baby, that ain't too far. Got to be just where you are. Even on the other side of nowhere, baby, that ain't too far. I want you to know, these days my words all about you, and oftentimes I wonder if you feel the way I do. Won't you tell me? And if all my dreams come true, would they be enough? But as long as I have you, I have more than I ask for. Got to be just where you are. Gotta be. Even on the other side of nowhere, baby, that ain't too far. Got to be just where you are. Even on the other side of nowhere, baby, that ain't too far. Wanna be, yeah. Got to be there. Yeah. Gotta be.
The Other Side of Nowhere, the W mix from my friend Teddy Robinson. First time I've had a chance to chat with him live. We've been chatting for a while on Facebook, and he's a great guy. I've been chatting with him for a couple of minutes right now, the couple of minutes I get before interviews sometimes. And he called on time right when the song started. Teddy called on time. So he's a guy that's all about being on time. I like that, and I got nothing but love for him. Here he is, the master of mellow funkism. He's going to tell you all about it. My friend, son of Pearl, Teddy Robinson. How you doing, Teddy?
Hey, I'm doing fine. DJ Drew, what's poppin', man?
Well, I had Stanton Moore, the great Galactic drummer, in hour number one, man. So we got you in a big show going here tonight. You know, we do it right. We try to have a show. You know, I try to bring some of these artists out and let them give us some insights into what's going on in their lives and about some of the recordings they've got out right now. Promoting the artists, promoting the shows, and trying to make it personal in a way to where the audience can connect with you on a more intimate level, shall we say.
Man, that sounds fantastic.
Well, brother, tell us a little bit about you. Like I said, you've got this track out, The Other Side of Nowhere, I just played. You've got a number of tracks that you've been putting out. And the history behind all this is pretty cool. You've been in music all of your life, haven't you? It's just a matter of working some other jobs and maybe family responsibilities or different things you had going on and maybe took you away from, not that that's a bad thing, but where you weren't able to invest yourself 100% into music for a while, and then over the last few years maybe you've decided to focus a little bit more on it, and now you're producing, putting out tracks. I don't know the whole history, but I think it's a pretty cool history. I'm going to learn about you just like everybody else is, Teddy. So tell us a little bit about your music background and how it all brought you to the point where you are right now.
Hey, man, like I said, first of all, man, thanks for having me. And it's just hella cool, man, being a part of the Mothership tonight, you know, so let's keep that funk rolling.
We'll do it, brother.
Yeah, basically, man, I've been a musician most of my life. I basically started out playing bass right after high school. I was a pretty good high school football player, just didn't have enough size or heart, I think, to go to the next level.
Right.
So my uncle, who was a great guitar player, man, he was like, well, keep us out of the streets and out of the projects, because I'm like the eldest of like 7 kids. And once my mother met an untimely demise, my great aunt and my grandfather, and they took us in. And to keep us kind of like out of trouble, you know, he was like, we're going to start a band.
Right.
And I think that day I came from football practice late, and the only instrument left was the bass. So I picked up the bass. He taught me one or two songs, and I taught myself the rest. So, back in that time, college was on the agenda. I ran off to Florida State, go Noles. Went off to Florida State, stayed about 2 years,
Yeah.
did my thing, wild and crazy,
Oh,
became a
yeah.
frat boy. And, once I kind of lost focus of what was really going on, my father, who was a pretty good football player and a musician, also used to play with Sam and Dave.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Pretty much was like, hey, look, we're not going to do this. So I heard the calling of the United States Army. I joined the Army and kind of made a career there. Came back out. I only did about 2 years. Came back to the Army and started a band. That first band, a college band, which was called Masqué. We landed a regional record deal with a small label out of Miami called Capstone Records. We did about 2 records before the label went to fall, but we got some pretty good notoriety and, doing the South, doing our thing. So eventually when I couldn't pull another group together, I returned back to the Army and actually stayed in the Army until I retired in 2013.
Wow. So what it was
during
about
that time,
20,
I was still,
about 20 years? Were you in there for 20 years?
yeah,
Something?
about 23, 24 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did my time, combat tours.
Yeah.
Did
Wow.
a storm Iraqi freedom, did Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Then I came home, and once I came home, there was a void. It was something that I needed that I just felt like was just not completed. And all the time I had been making music, but I had never really been able to concentrate on it, because I always had my duties as a soldier,
Right.
and I would often tell people that being a soldier was my profession, but music was my passion.
Mm.
So, once I started to do my thing, I started finding that people liked it. And, I've always been down with the funk,
Oh, yeah.
everything from Clinton to, the KGs to Slave, the Kool and the Gang. But I also dug rock. I've always been a rock, everything from Humble Pie to Led Zeppelin, and being a Southern guy, Molly Hatchet, all the Southern
Yeah,
bands,
Flirting with
I was all
Disaster.
into that.
Yeah, Flirting with Disaster. Yeah, I remember that song.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster?
And let me tell you something. When you learn to play those songs
Mm-hmm.
and you can infuse your own funk in it, it makes for a very unique type of thing. And what I find is sometimes people can't categorize what I do. So that's why mellow funkism is exactly what I want it to be. It's going to be funky, maybe a little bit mellow, but it's going to be real. You're going to have rhythm all the time. I'm going to make you feel it,
Yeah, you do. I mean, it's very soulful. I was just looking at one of the tracks I'm going to play next week during my soul mix, when I play a few soul tracks together. The Soulful Fantasy from the Valentine Suite 4, which I really liked a lot. So I'm going to have to whip that out. But yeah, you're all about, focusing on the love and, keeping everything very soulful and on a spiritual level. So it's all good, man, between the funk and the soul. I think it's just a mix of some really good funk. It doesn't really matter what the tempo is, but it's more down tempo. It's just real easy to access kind of funk. And you know what I'm saying? It's very soulful type of funk. It's a mix of new funk, new soul, new funk, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter. I like the term mellow funkism. I think that says it more than anything else. So I'll call you Mr. Mellow Funkism from now on.
Wait, man, I appreciate that. And it's really strange, man. Here's a good story for you.
All right.
The record that we did in college somehow became some type of underground, vinyl had to have.
Oh, yeah?
So
Okay.
about a year ago, I met a real cool guy out of Newcastle, the United Kingdom, called Neil Pounds. And he owns a record label called 6ix9ine Records. So
Yeah,
he
I
was
know
in
him.
turn looking for that record. And he was like, hey, are you Teddy Robinson? I'm like, yes, I am. He was like, man, would you be interested in doing a cut for my label? So that's what we put out last year. We put Can't Get Enough of Your Love.
Yeah, that's where I found out
And,
about you right there, was through
yeah,
through those
and so,
releases.
man, he's a great guy, man. Him and Anders and Keith, they do a great job, man. I mean, from all the way from the covers, trying to make it happen. And for me, though, I'm very eclectic. So, like I said, if I wake up Monday morning and I'm hearing Willie Nelson Cross with humble pie, then
That's
I'm
what it
gonna
is.
give it to you that way. And sometimes that doesn't fit a lot of labels.
Right.
You got to kind of, give the label what they want. So it's kind of good to be independent because I can kind of move in between where I want to be with what I want to do whenever I want to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about. You've got these singles out now. Can we expect a full length or an EP at some point? And what's the future hold for you? Maybe getting out and do some live shows.
Well, right now, as a matter of fact, the second release from 6ix9ine, which is called Wonderful, and of course the other side of Nowhere is attached to that single. And my whole vibe is that I'm really trying to be like my old school heroes, whereas back in the day, they basically put out an album every year. Now you think about somebody as prolific as Stevie Wonder and the hits that he had. He was doing that every year and touring every year. So my thing was that, boy, I could at least put out a single every month for 6 months before I, released a new album.
That's a good idea.
So we do have an album. We do have an album well, we have 3 albums already in the vault, which I call my Soul Mind, is where I put all my songs.
Right.
And it's called Eclecticism. And because I kind of, during the time I was writing, I was kind of feeling my new age hippie vibe, kind of feeling kind of psychedelic, kind of rockish, kind of funkish, kind of a mixture of Rick James, which is, and George Clinton, and of course Prince, you had all these things.
Oh, yeah.
But also some social issues that we were facing at the time. I kind of had to put in some words to kind of let people know. Being a musician sometimes is not all about the lovey-dovey. There are some real issues that we do have to kind of address. But a lot of times people don't want to be depressed when they hear music. They want to kind of use the music to kind of lift you up, So I'm looking forward to that album. So once we do the single, we have, in July, we're going to drop oh my God, man, we got this hot thing coming out in July. And I think you're going to dig it. I'm going to send you a copy of it.
Yeah, please do.
It's called Friday Night Blues. And, anybody who's ever been alone on a Friday night, drinking their blues away or sorrows or longing for that other person, I think you're going to dig Friday Night Blues. And after that, I think we'll kind of slow down and kind of concentrate on getting ready to promote the album. And I'm hoping that if I can't really, because I don't like to be rushed or jumbled, even though I got to finish now. But I'm thinking if I don't release before the end of the year, then maybe it'll be the first thing I do in the beginning of the new year.
Okay. What's the name of the new record?
It's called Friday Night Blues.
Oh,
Friday
good.
Night
Okay.
Blues
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, next, of course, July is just right around the corner.
Okay.
But as a matter of fact, I was looking at the lyric video for it today. And I was like, okay, I think it's going to work. Because, man, there's nothing like sitting somewhere on a Friday night with a glass of Don Julio and thinking about somebody that you really want to be with.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what mellow funkism is right there. I think you just gave it a definition right there. So it's for the mellow, soulful people that just got that romantic side to them, and they're all about. But it fits right into the mantra of the Mothership, which is love making and booty shaking. There's plenty of there's plenty of that in your own soulful sort of sensual sort of way. That's what you bring to the forefront, and you're doing a great job. I'm so glad to have had the chance to meet you online, obviously first, and then of course tonight, but through 6ix9ine Records. So I want to thank them very, very much. They've got a number of really good artists there that they represent. But finding the Mr. Mellow Funkism has to be the highlight of the whole thing for me so far. So I want to thank you, Teddy, so much, man. You're the man.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. I feel really good, man. You definitely made my whole week.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad to promote you in any way that I can. I'm talking with Teddy Robinson from, he goes by also Son of Pearl. You can find him on Facebook, obviously, very easily, Son of Pearl. And I know you're on Spotify. You got your records up in different places for people so they can find those. Of course, I'll be featuring your tracks when I'm here doing my mixes. But I want to thank you so much. And like I said, you got the Friday Night Blues coming out in July, and there's some new stuff coming out. And I'll make sure I get it, and I'll pump it up when I'm on the air the next time for sure. In the meantime, I got one more soulful track from the Valentine's thing to play next week, so I'm gonna pop that out for everybody next week while I'm here during my regular rotation hours. But Teddy, you're the man, man. I wish you nothing but the very best. To just keep at it, keep the funk alive. And it's an honor and a privilege to speak with you. Thank you for your service and all the good things that you've tried to do over the years for yourself and for others, man. Thank you so much for it.
Hey, my brothers. It's brothers like you, man, that make the job so easy, man. And I definitely appreciate you having me and hope all the fans dig me. And I'll try to come back even better next month and give them some more mellow funkism.
Well, we hope, like I said, we can't wait for more music from Mr. Mellow Funkism, Teddy Robinson, and we also look forward to when you get the band thing together and you get comfortable with getting out and doing some shows. Hopefully, we'll see you out on the road at some point. I look forward to that.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great, and I would definitely like to stop through.
All right, we look forward to it. I've been speaking with Teddy Robinson, a.k.a. Son of Pearl. You can find him on Facebook and on Spotify, and you've got some stuff on YouTube, I think, and you can tell them where you're at. We're going to wrap it up. Tell them where they can find you, Teddy.
Oh, man, you can find me on all platforms, Tidal, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, and my very special place for independent artists, Bandcamp.
Yeah, they're great, man.
Go to Bandcamp and drop Son of Pearl and the projects that come up, and we definitely appreciate it.
And I'll keep everybody abreast of it here. I'll make sure Benny, I'll try to send him some of your tracks, and then I did, actually. I didn't just try to. I sent him some tracks, and then also I'll continue to play your tracks here, man. I love what you do. I love your sound, and I know that bigger and better things are on the way for you. So just keep at it. It's something you've been doing all your life. It's just now you're just making it come to fruition the way you want to,
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, you got to take care of the missions first, man. But like I always believe that, music and love, you can never do without.
Oh, that's the two greatest things in life, man. You're right. To me, those are the two greatest things in life. Teddy, thanks so much for everything, brother. You are the man. I look forward to speaking with you and staying in touch with you on Facebook. And we'll have to have you back on the air at some point in the not-too-distant future to get caught up with what's going on with Mr. Mellow Funkism.
Thank you.
Teddy, have a great night now.
Hey, you too, brother. Appreciate it, man. Great interview. I definitely appreciate it.
Man, it's been my pleasure, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. And much love to you. Blessings.
All right, then, man. I'm going to send you a Friday Night Blues as soon as I get off the phone.
Oh, do, and I'll look forward to playing. I might even, if I have it tonight, I'll play it next week when I come on the air. It's great.
Cool, man. I think you're going to dig it.
All right. Man. Oh, if it's you, man. If it's Mr. Mellow Funkism, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it, so you can count on that. So it's all about
all right, Drew.
And your love for the funk and soul and the way you support it and everything. That's the most important thing to me, too. It's because all I'm here to do is I'm a conduit to try to keep this beautiful funk music alive in any way that I can,
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, it's definitely there. I think that once anybody feels the funk, or as George said, once you own the one, you can never let go. Once you own the one.
That's it. That's it. Exactly.
It'll be good, man.
All right, Mr. Son of Pearl, have a great rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you very soon, my friend.
Hey, take care now.
All right, good night. All right, that was Son of Pearl. Just played his track, The Other Side of Nowhere, the W Mix. Make sure you check him out.